is concerned or passionate about anything business, we're talking something that will transform your business forever. We're discussing the impact of artificial intelligence on your business. Now, technology is rapidly changing the way we live and, more importantly, the way we do business. And one of the most important or one of the most powerful tools in that space is artificial intelligence, or AI as we call it. Now, today, we'll be exploring how AI is impacting business, right from operations to customer experience and even job creation or losses. And to help us unpack this, I'm joined by Joseph Opoku-Mensah. He's an adjunct lecturer at the Department of Marketing, Unimac IG, and he is a business development professional as well as, doing his marketing stuff, and he has experience with helping companies grow and innovate in the digital world. Joseph, welcome to Business Breakfast on Z.
Thank you for having me here. Thank you. I'm so glad.
Yeah.
I think this is not my first time.
Oh, this is not your first time?
Yeah. I've been here, I think, once.
I see.
That time there. Other host. So I'm so grateful, and I greet all your listeners too. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for making time. So, technology is transforming several parts of our world today. Education, every aspect, essentially, governance, technology, everything really. And AI is one of the spaces that a lot of people have not explored. It's a future, it's a present, really, and a lot of people have not explore that. Also in business, AI is affecting businesses, and you have experience and all of that dealing with businesses in terms of AI and all of that. But just for starters, tell us, what exactly is artificial intelligence?
So basically, at the basic level, AI is just we are trying to simulate human intelligence into machines. So we are trying to simulate human intelligence into machines. So on every normal day, you ask about, how are you? I will respond. You ask a question. I'll try to give you an answer. So human intelligence, we are just trying to simulate that human intelligence into machines. So with these machines, we program them to think, to learn, and to make decisions as humans. Right. So on every day or at a particular day, when you have several options, when you have different ways and means to do things, you may want to think through and make decisions out of what the other varieties. So that's how we've programmed machines to think like humans. So on the basic level, that's what AI is about. We are choosing it from the basic level so that people can understand it well. But one thing you should know is that AI doesn't operate like that. AI operates from the data being provided to. So what the concept artificial intelligence? Someone says, so if we are letting machines think like human beings, so how do they think like human beings? How do they make decisions like human beings? It means that there should be some level of some data provided to them for them to think like human beings. So they think, they act, and they make decisions based on the data provided or based on the model you are using to program them. That's what basically AI is about.
Right.
But
go ahead.
But it has different components. So currently in Ghana, when we talk about AI, people always just classify it as one, maybe ChatGPT, because that's the most common one we've been using, and it's very common in different fields. Bankers are using, customer service representative, in education, we are all using it. So people always, but AI, when you talk about AI, we have aspects like machine learning, we have speech recognition, we have natural language processing, we have expert system. So natural language processing. So when I go to the bank right now and I want to maybe have an automated chat with the bank, banks have brought in chatbot. So chatbot. So when you look at UBA, for instance, has a chatbot called Leo that you may want to chat with that person. So in real life, you may be thinking that you are chatting with a banker, but here they have employed machines to do the work of these bankers, which is also cool. And we also have expert systems. Expert systems are like we've empowered the AI to act as an expert. So we use that one a lot in the health service. So we use it to make diagnosis and other things. And we also do a lot of predictive analysis in AI.
Okay.
A lot of predictive analysis in AI. So you all say, Siri is also part of AI. So Siri, Alexa, it's also part of AI. And these components, you can classify them as what? Speech recognition. So AI has different components. And when we come back to the ChatGPT aspect, the ChatGPT aspect is what we call generative AI. Right.
Okay.
So generative AI is also a component of it. So normally when I'm talking about AI or when I'm speaking on AI, I tell Ghanaians not to limit AI conversation to only ChatGPT. Right. It goes beyond ChatGPT. It goes beyond ChatGPT. We have computer vision that we use to detect fraud images. So that now companies are using it a lot. In this era of social media, people can just copy maybe a press release from Z and just try to manipulate the press release and publish it out. People may think that, this release is from you.
Right.
But with the help of computer vision, you can use it to detect some of these things and say that, no, this is fake. It's not from us. So AI goes beyond that. AI goes beyond
So first point, AI goes beyond just ChatGPT.
Yes.
Which is a generative AI,
AI,
like you mentioned.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So you mentioned machine learning. What is that? I've heard of machine learning a few times. What exactly is machine learning?
Is ability for systems to learn from data. So systems learn from data, right, over a period of time.
Right.
But one thing is that they learn and they get programmed. So under machine learning, we have different types. We have the supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and the reinforcement learning. So the reinforcement learning normally focus around the robotics.
Okay.
So the supervised learning is like a lecturer-student relationship.
Right.
It has some labels, some guidelines that follows, right? So, but one thing you should know is that machine learning learns from data. The data you've provided learns from it, and you have to use models to program it, or models to get what you want. So under the supervised machine learning, we have models like decision tree. We use models like decision tree. We use models like regression to generate or make decisions. And under the unsupervised learning, so we use models like K-means clustering. So the unsupervised learning here, we don't have it's not like any direct relationship with students. So when I say direct relationship, lecturer-student relationship, what it means is that, the moment you have lecturer-student relationship, there are certain rules, guidelines you have to follow.
Right.
But unsupervised learning is not like that. When I give you a data set, you will try to run through the data set to what? Identify some common trends or random trends in the data set. So that when you do that, you are doing what? Unsupervised learning. And one model we normally use when it comes to we marketers, we call it K-means clustering. It helps you. So maybe I have the sales data of my company. I may want to know what is some hidden patterns in the data. So I will want to use what? Unsupervised machine learning to run to find out some hidden patterns to do that. But normally when it comes to supervised learning, it's labeled. The data is labeled. Yeah, it's very, very labeled.
I see.
So that's
right. Okay. Now we've been very technical about artificial intelligence. Let's bring it home a bit. Now, in the context of business, what exactly is artificial intelligence related to that?
So when it comes to business, we are trying to. So let me pick it from this angle. So artificial intelligence is really changing the customer, how business is being done.
Right.
One, we can look at it from the customer service angle, marketing angle, sales angle, and other different angles, like I was telling you. So, but it's how the business will see it and its application to business that will make these AI tools we are talking about be so useful. For instance, let's pick an aspect of business, which is customer service. Customer service requires much attention, personalized service, and so AI normally comes to help by providing 24/7 service. when I say 24/7 service, we have chatbot and virtual assistant, right? So chatbot and virtual assistant, although in Ghana, people may think that the efficiency of chatbot is a bit low, but in elsewhere, we've trained these chatbots well to be able to deliver well.
Okay.
But in most cases, when I ask people about chatbot, they talk about how it has been programmed to give similar answers. So anytime you ask hi, he also says hi. So they are programmed. So Ghanaians complain about some of these things. You can also talk about the
You mean
issue.
how structured it is?
Yes, how structured. You know, if I ask you how are you,
So maybe
you
I
say,
can say I am fine.
fine.
I am doing well.
by the next time if I ask you how are you, may not say the same,
The same thing.
But with chatbot, the Ghanaian chatbot system, sometimes you ask same question and you can see that these answers are really structured and programmed so much, and sometimes it becomes so clear. Bank of America has a chatbot called Erica. It's really, really efficient. And when you talk about marketing aspect too, we use AI to make predictions. Demand forecasting.
Right.
Because you have the data, so you can do something we call predictive analysis.
Okay.
So when you look at data science, we have some analysis we do. So we have the descriptive analytics, predictive analytics, and prescriptive analytics. The descriptive analytics normally talks about how you understand data. So historic data. So we have your data. So this company has data, historic data, the works you've done. So I have it. So I will try to understand what the data is about. Then based on what I'm getting, I can make predictions based on what some of these artificial intelligence models.
Right.
So we use artificial intelligence to do demand forecasting.
Okay.
And in the same thing, when you talk about business, in the area of supply chain now, robotics are helping in warehousing. Now we are using drones. Companies like UPS, FedEx are using drones and other aspects of it to change how businesses operate. Yeah, and it's so efficient. Because let's assume that if I'm to send Okada as a delivery person, in our Ghanaian context, we call it Okada. That's what I'm using so that they can relate with it.
Right.
To deliver something, maybe in Kumasi, you will know, or maybe within Accra, you know the number of minutes it will take or hours. Let's use the same approach, but this time we are employing drones to deliver some of these products that have been have been bought online or something. You know that the drones will deliver some of these products faster. Yes,
right. Because
So-
even the Okada person or the motor person on his way, if he gets a call that something has happened to the wife or the daughter or the son, they might tend to go attend to that. But drone doesn't care about anything like that, right? And so that makes it easier. I mean, so it makes the work of the drones faster, right?
Yes. So, and I also move on to risk management. AI helps in risk management. AI really helps in risk management. You know, now we've employed AI to monitor geopolitics events, how supplier reliability and environmental data. So now the data AI system will be able, or the AI model will be able to detect that, looking at how things are going on currently, I don't think trying to import this number of maybe products will be helpful, because we do prescription more and predicting more in AI based on the data.
Right.
So I told you that in data science we do the descriptive analytics, predictive analytics. So you use a model to make predictions that based on these environmental data I have, this disruption, what can be the possible outcome? So you use the AI to run some of these models and you realize that it's not really a good thing. So if you proceed to work or proceed to get some of these things involved or worked on. So that's also what it can be done. And when it comes to recommendation, it is really helping business. Now, a lot of platforms have AI embedded models that try to we call something. It gather information about you, your search history, what you are searching for, the things you really like.
Okay.
So you when you go on Facebook, maybe for the past 1 week you've been searching for news related to international politics. The next, or on the 6th day or on the 7th day, you will visit your Facebook and you'll see that
they give
you are getting a lot of.
right.
So why were they able to predict that? Because over the days you've been visiting that platform, you've been searching for this type of news. So they are making recommendations to suit your needs. So they are personalizing it based on what your previous history.
Right.
And how did they do that? They use AI to gather some of this information. Let's move on to Netflix. So you go there anytime you've been watching romantic movies. You've been watching romantic movies. Trust me, anytime you go and you try to search for a movie or you look out for any recommendation, a movie related to romance will show up or pop up. You will not get any horror movie or something else. Now, what I'm trying to say, the tendency of you getting a movie related to romance is high. Why does it happen like that? Because of what your previous search, that data has been gathered by the AI embedded in them. So we are using AI in recommendation and product management a lot. We are using AI in warehouse and that supply chain and route optimization. We use AI to know what demand forecasting. Because when I talk of demand forecasting, Coca-Cola can use AI to predict its demand.
How?
So this is what they do. So I told you that we have 3 types of analytics there. Descriptive analytics. So the descriptive analytics is about your historic data.
Okay.
So maybe over the years, about 5 years ago. So you have that data. So when I come, I will try to understand that data. So I'll try to understand that data. That even every Christmas, they buy between maybe 500 crates of minerals.
Okay.
Every Christmas in Accra. So you have that data. Every Christmas, they buy between 600 crates of minerals in maybe Volta region every Christmas. So you have that data. That's the descriptive data. Then you come in. Here is where machine learning comes in. Machine learning to what? Predict it based on what? That historic data. So if they are buying 500, 600 from this region, 700 from this region, then if I'm trying to predict demand or forecast demand, I can run a model on this data to know what I can produce in future to meet that need based on what? That historic data I have. Right. So we can use decision trees to do that. We can use other machine learning tools to do that, which is AI too.
I think there are lots of technical things.
Technical
words that you are mentioning. But we're going to come to, we'll take it one after the other. We'll come to marketing, we'll come to customer service. We'll talk about, some of the areas that you have mentioned. But tell me, how different is AI from automation?
Okay, so thank you. So I would say that automation is also, let me say, part of AI. So, but AI is very broad. AI mimics human thinking and learning. But automation is like giving rules for something to perform repeated tasks. So the rules are there. So I've given you a rule. So anytime you can do this, do that, do that, do that. That's like automation. So let's look at this example. Banks or companies can try to to use this automation to set up birthdays, set up on special events. So on every day, when there's maybe Easter, you receive a message from the bank.
All right.
That's automation. So email automation too is there. We can do it so that we can send. So they will send you a message. Anytime you send this type of message, you receive a message like this, and they will tell you that don't reply. Right? But AI, so automation is like rule-based. Rule is fixed and rule-based.
Okay.
right? But AI is so adaptive and data driven. Although automation can be part of AI, but
Right.
AI is very broad. As I was telling you, AI leverage on data more. When you talk of AI, you can talk about machine learning, you can talk about speech recognition, you can talk about natural language processing. But automation is an aspect of AI, right? Yeah. So that's how, and we use AI to make predictions.
Okay.
But we can't use automation to make predictions. Automation is like you've set out a fixed rule for something to happen. So anytime or every morning, send messages to 500 customers. Good morning, hi. This is maybe ZTV, so and so. We welcome you. So every morning it will be doing that.
Okay.
That's automation. But AI goes beyond. You can decide to use the data you have to make predictions. Automation can do that. I hope you understand.
Okay. Yeah, quite clear. So now let's take it one after the other. Let's talk about the marketing bit of the whole thing. So how are businesses using AI to market their products? I mean, how is AI influencing the marketing aspect of businesses?
Okay, so let me start. I'll start first with what I've been speaking about: data first. Any marketing decision, proper marketing decision, is based on data. For you to understand data, you'll be able to make impressive marketing decisions. So marketers will tell you that. For you to, yes, you need to understand the market you are entering first before you can even make a move. So anytime you want to introduce something, people will ask you, do you really understand the market? Do you know what goes into it? The macro environmental factors playing, the micro environmental factors. Have you really understood some of these things? Do you really know what is going on there? So that's the market. So marketers always try to make use of data. So when you talk about the aspect of marketing, AI in marketing and sales, can talk about what? Personalized marketing through AI analytics. How do we do that? So we use artificial intelligence. So through the help, I've told you already that artificial intelligence leverage more on data. So someone will say, I don't even, someone was asking me, now ChatGPT, is it that someone is sitting there that you ask him questions and the person will type and send it to you? No, it feeds on what data, right? So we used AI, we employ AI for customer data analytics.
Okay.
One, can use AI to do the data analytics. And you use the AI to understand your market. You will know how to segment. So AI can segment the market.
Right.
I mentioned one model to you. It's called K-means clustering. We use that in marketing a lot. So it will help you to know your customers so well, their interests, so that you can target them and send personalized messages to them.
But before AI came, weren't we doing this?
Yes. But now
What's
AI.
the difference? Yeah.
So you get it, the difference. So initially I told you that AI is just a simulation of human intelligence. So we are trying to let machines
do
the work.
humans used to do.
Yeah. So when you leave me, I can write maybe essay of maybe 500 words about the company. But this time I'm saying that machines should do it for me. One, it saves time.
Right.
It saves what? Cost. Because if I'm to run through a model, try to go do a manpower work on maybe data, can take me hours. But this time I can maybe import the data into any programming to maybe run a model on it.
Okay.
And maybe import data into Python and I'll try to run a model on it. Right. So when you import the data, so imagine I'm using Power BI. We use Power BI, tool.
What is that?
So it's a tool we use for data visualization. It's one of them. So Power BI, Tableau, we use them in data visualization. So let's assume that I have a data set and I want to understand. I will run it through. So normally when it comes to data analytics and AI, we use the ETL approach. You extract the data, you transform and you load, or you extract, you load and you transform. It depends. So I can extract and transform the data in Power BI and I will try to understand the data. So I will use the Power BI It's a Microsoft tool, right? An extension of Excel. So Power BI will let me know that every day we get 500 people buying from East Legon. But what they normally buy is fried rice with chicken. So I'm running a restaurant, so I have the data. Fried rice with chicken. But they buy between this amount, maybe 100 cedis to 200 cedis. The next I will try. So it will help me to understand customer data so well. So if, let's assume that after using the AI to perform the analysis or the analytics, and you realize that every day they buy fried rice more as compared to other meals. As a marketer or as a company, which food will you produce most? Obviously, you serve fried rice. So AI is doing that at a very cheap cost and with time, and it also helps in content personalization.
Okay.
Content personalization. So in terms of platforms like Spotify, YouTube. So YouTube, normally when you go there, like YouTube is recommending things you really like. You're able to you are interested in. I don't get it. How is YouTube doing that? So you ask yourself, AI is YouTube is using AI because over the years you've been searching for a particular type of content. So anytime you go on Spotify to play music, you play reggae every day. You play reggae. So one thing that will help you, so YouTube will gather all the data around about you,
right,
and it will use it to make prediction to suit what you need.
Okay.
Yeah. And you can also talk about chatbots and virtual assistants. I've spoken about it. Chatbot gives 24 service support. 24/7, although in Ghana we may say it's not really efficient, but we can't downplay the effort of it. It's really doing well in elsewhere.
It's improving.
Yes, it's really, really improving. Yeah. So
okay. Right. Let's talk about how it is boosting sales. Yes. I didn't quite hear you touch on that.
Okay. So when it comes to sales, I was telling you that we will talk about it from those doing online business. So online, I spoke about recommendation system. So we have models we use to make recommendations. So in terms of product recommendations, what are they really interested in? What are they really buying? And we have a model in it called association rule mining.
Okay.
We can also have under it we have market basket analysis. So over the years, it was identified that I think a study was done in Germany also. They realized that men who go out to buy Pampers for their children ended up buying beer. So is there any correlations? So guys, give me one Pampers or diaper.
Then they buy one
beer. So they will drink it there. Realize that then now, let me do this. Let's place beer, or let's always make beer available. So that anytime a man will come and buy diapers,
they will also want to buy beer.
So it helps in association, product association. So in terms of your website, how you even place your product. So maybe if this is on your website, you have this product there, mobile phone. Next one should be like maybe a charger. The other one should be like what? Maybe an AirPod. Other one should be like maybe a power bank.
Okay.
So when someone is interested in iPhone, clicks on iPhone, the next option or the next product he can see is what? Maybe a charger.
Okay.
And the next product can be maybe a power bank.
Okay.
So it helps in that sales. Because, you see, I tell people, when in terms of retail management, that involves sales a lot. We don't just place products there for anything. So why is it that you've noticed something? Every supermarket, on top of that, there is shelf or something else. They have toppings and kind of, have you asked, and bread. Because toppings, everyone can get there and just take one topping. So, Charlie, how much is it? Take it then. Why don't they put Coke there? on that shelf, but they put toffees, bread. Have you noticed?
Yeah.
They place it there for a reason. So you to based on the data you run, you use that model to run to understand your market. It will help you to know how you can arrange your product on that website of yours. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's how
So
it helps
that is-
in sales.
That's
Boosting.
in sales. Let's talk about operations and also reducing cost. What is the impact, or in what ways would you say AI is helping business improve operations and also reducing cost?
I mean, so in terms of operations, let's talk about. So I will look at it from the AI in supply chain and logistics.
Right.
Operations, AI in supply chain and logistics. So AI is really transforming the logistics industry and business. It is making it more smarter, faster, and more resilient.
Okay.
Hope you understand. It is making it more faster, smarter, and more resilient. So I spoke about demand forecasting. Right. So in the supply chain field, it is very, very important. You have to understand demand first before you even do. So the seasonal patterns, you have to know real-time market behavior. Market behavior changes. Consumer behavior changes. So the fact that I have a lot of people buying or purchasing this type of product doesn't mean that I should keep on producing it. So it can be an issue if I don't really understand. So normally we use data. The data we have, historic data. So AI is about data and how we use models to understand and make predictions. So we use that to make predictions to understand. So Coca-Cola will do that.
Okay.
Trust me, most businesses will do that. They have their historic data there, and they will try to understand the data to make that data work for them so that they can predict. And another one in the operations area is around route optimization. Know that now we can even use AI-powered tools to identify and forecast most effective routes in terms of delivery. So why is it that anytime you pick your boat, the driver will try to search, then it will search and will find out that when you use this path, the traffic is so huge there, so use the other side. Yeah, it's AI. It's AI. So the same thing that happens in delivery services. We have UPS. I will mention UPS and co because we can't talk about some of these things without UPS and other delivery services doing that. So they will use the AI to understand traffic, weather, and fuel cost. In Accra here, a lot of companies use the GPS AI. They've integrated the GPS AI so that they can avoid delay. So in terms of operations, if you want to deliver something faster to your client or customer, the AI will tell you that at this time, there will be a lot of traffic in town. So maybe use this. And in terms of warehouse automation too, it's really, really working warehouse.
Okay.
Now we have companies like Amazon and co trying to, they've employ robotics and AI packing, the robotics that helps in packing, sorting, and delivering products. One, it helps in reducing human error. You know that robots, normally you program them.
Yeah.
So based on your instructions, that's how they will deliver. Although someone will say sometimes it happens and they will go off. It's true. These are machines. Yeah. Some of these things are happening. Some of these things can happen, but trust me, their level of efficiency is so high.
Okay.
Unlike human being, you give someone a work to do, and maybe the person is not there on time. Her mood or his mood will change, and he's not able to do that work well.
Right.
So I read a story somewhere, and they realized that in most cases, judges, so when they come early in the morning, they are so efficient. So depending on the cases they have, so they are so efficient. So they will say they will rule over cases, but getting to 3 p.m. They seem to be so exhausted. So people thought that let's employ an expert system. Expert system is like an AI who has specialized. So we have the legal expert system. Yeah. So expert system, a judge, expert system AI. So this judge will listen to cases and make rulings to support or to assist the tiring judge. Right. So you see what AI is doing in terms of operation. So AI is really, really changing. But one thing I would say is that AI is not taking over all jobs.
I was coming to that because there's a lot of concerns about AI taking people's jobs. So tell me, what's your take on that?
Yes, I don't think so. But one thing you should know is that innovation itself is a bit disruptive innovation. So at first, we're not really using cars and we're using chariots and carts and horses. And the introduction of vehicles and these kind of automations came. And where are the horses? You're not using horses anymore, right? So it should tell us something. Internet wasn't really there like that. At first, even mobile phones, we're not using mobile phones like that. In Ghana, you have to get a card to go and stand somewhere, and that phone booth, and all of that. You make calls. But innovation changed that. So innovation itself is so disruptive.
Okay.
But as a person, you owe it a duty to move along with it.
All right, to adapt.
Yes, to adapt it. We can't fight against it. Whether you like it or not, the world will innovate.
Okay.
They've been producing cars over the years, and every year different innovation pops up. And trust me, I was telling some group of students that you've not seen anything yet. Over the years or years to come, the kinds of innovation that will pop up will be marveled. Trust me. Because now, look at what ChatGPT alone can do as an AI tool.
Right.
ChatGPT itself can can work as Python programming. So you put in, the last time I put in a word like, do a systematic review of this area, so and so and so. Yours is to issue the command wall. And trust me, you'll be good to go. So AI is not taking over jobs. But I think that innovation rather is a bit disruptive. It will affect some aspect of your work. Okay. But it's for you as the person to move along with it so that it can become a complement to your work. So as a lecturer, what can AI help me do? AI can take my work. What can AI help me do? Maybe AI can help me write essays, try to generate ideas that can help me lecture well.
Okay.
I shouldn't say that AI is taking over. So no. In my field, what can I do? How can I leverage these AI tools to help my business become so good? Now, sometimes I get surprised. We have machine learning taking over. We have data science, analytics taking over, but we are not trying to move along with how the world is going, but we are rather trying to discourage people from using AI. I was telling some group of students that when internet was introduced, we had a lot of people who were against it, spoke bad, even social media. People spoke bad against it. Says. Mama, what I and go. I haven't forgotten. But now, everyone is on social media. Now, we even have social media influencers.
That's true.
So, I'm sure it will get to a time we have AI employees. You get the point?
Yeah.
So, they really understand AI to the extent that they can use AI models to do everything.
That's true.
And we'll be paying them huge sums of money. Like, now we pay social media influencers huge sums of money to just advertise a product for us. So I don't think AI is trying to take over jobs, but AI can complement that field.
But
you have to leverage that to achieve that goal. Yeah.
Okay, so what are some of the skills that young professionals should be learning to, as it were, stay relevant in this AI-driven world?
Programming is one. Trying to understand programming, try to understand data analytics. I mean, you also you have to focus on information security, cyber security, and digital marketing, and how we can use some of these AI tools to generate insights. Because that's what businesses will need in the near future.
Okay.
So they will tell you that I have this data, run this model on it for me. So on your platform or on Jumia's platform, Jumia can call me. Oh, run this platform. I have this data. Run this for me, and maybe I can use a model like KNN, K nearest neighbor, to run a model. We use it in recommendation to know that we have to use this and recommend some of these products, because it seems that University of Ghana students prefer this more. So based on the data, so you have to understand data science. You have to understand how machine learning works. You have to understand cyber security. You should have deep knowledge in this field. Trust me, it will help you to grow.
Right.
The world will never go back. The world will never go back.
So the earlier we embrace.
Yes, you should embrace it before it's too late.
Okay.
Yeah, you should embrace it.
So let's say I'm listening to this conversation now. I'm a business owner. I'm an investor. I'm an entrepreneur. Where do I start from in incorporating AI into my business?
Okay, so one thing you should know is that AI in Ghana is at the basic level, early stages. Trust me, AI is in the early stages in Ghana. But one thing you should know is that even when it comes to big companies or larger firms employing AI, it's a bit difficult. How many companies have you seen them employ chatbots to assist business operations? How many companies? You can check. So it should tell you that it's not really easy. But one, you should understand the firm. I said the industry you are inside.
Okay.
Is it banking? Am I doing e-commerce? So I tell people, those who are into e-commerce, AI, they need AI more for product recommendation, customer service automation. You wouldn't always be online.
Right.
You wouldn't always be online. Someone will say, what about me as a tailor? You can also use AI. How? You can use AI to generate what? Designs. Okay. Now you use AI to generate designs. What about an event organizer? Yes. You can use AI for coordination. But the thing is that, is it simple? No, it's not really simple. Even in Ghana, we don't. So some of these challenges need to be what? Controlled or what? Kept before people will see AI as attractive to even employ them in their business. Because I've been here talking about machine learning. How many knows machine learning? The cocoa seller at the roadside, she doesn't even collect data on. So you see, so maybe the SMEs that are not really into that field will find it so difficult. So in Ghana, mostly when you talk about AI implementation in business, we look at it from larger firms and multinationals, and you can do the research and find out that companies that have really employed AI to manage operations are companies that are some of these larger firms and multinationals in Ghana. You can check, but SMEs, it's very difficult.
But what is the problem? Is it cost? Is it the lack of skills? What exactly?
Yes, so I'll pick it from different angles. One, limited technical skills and expertise. Trust me. For you to employ AI or for you to use AI to understand, make predictions, it needs skills, expertise. Trust me, and we don't really have that expertise. Even I was telling you that we need you can use K-means clustering to run through data. It's a model in an AI model. K-means clustering is unsupervised learning model. How many can conduct a search and ask how many people even, or how many have heard of K-means clustering? They've not. So the expertise, we have limited expertise. KNN, K nearest neighbor to, is a model. We have regression, decision tree. These are models under supervised and unsupervised machine learning models. If we don't have people who can do that, will you find AI interested to even use it or apply them in your business? No. And aside that, we have cost. Sometimes it's so costly, right? Because AI systems require data storage. One thing you should know, you need a huge data storage. Data storage and computing power.
Okay.
Some machines can't even run certain applications. Last time my colleague, I was teaching them and was telling me that he wants to run this Anaconda. It comes, it's like a package but comes with different environments. So wow, we try to use his computer. So no, 8 gig can run Anaconda. Your machine can even crash.
What is Anaconda?
Anaconda is like a program. How do we call it? So it's like a setup, but it has a lot of environment. So it houses Python, it houses Jupyter. It has a lot of things on it. So it's so huge. So I was saying that no, you can't run it. You can't run it because your capacity. So imagine this person is into business. So you need to get money to go get maybe powerful computer system to buy for you to run some of the data. Because mind you, it will get to a time you may leverage on big data.
Right.
And big data too comes in huge volumes and velocity. You know that. Yeah. So you may want to go. So one, cost. It will be so expensive for SMEs. Can you pay someone to build an app for you, a chatbot, as an SME that's starting business? It will be a bit difficult. And one thing is that data availability. You know, Africa, we have issues with our data system. That's why sometimes people feel that AI is a bit biased. Do you know the reason why? Because the algorithm we use to program some of these, the data we use to program some of these are not data from our part of the world.
Okay.
So speech recognition. When you click on Google and you say, oh, Google, do this for me, you can say something, Google Assistant, and it will write it on Google and search for you directly, right? You don't need to type. What about Siri? Hello, Siri, so and so and so. But can you say hello, Siri, and you speak away? You get it?
All right.
So you see, algorithm bias also play a role. But one thing we should know is that we have the data availability in our context is so poor. So sometimes we are not able to train some of our models so well. That's why. And we have limited awareness, and we are not really interested in it. We are not too interested in it.
So
the African person is not really interested in it.
We need to start getting interested in all of that. Right. Okay. Maybe my final question: what advice would you give to small business owners who want to start leveraging AI?
Okay. So I will always say that. You can do your best. Don't try to downplay the effort of AI. No. Don't try to downplay the effort of AI when it comes to business and information systems. Don't try to downplay the effort of business. So businesses can even start trying to understand some of these generative AI trends. Small businesses can use ChatGPT and co to enhance. If you can't build chatbots, what are other AI tools that I can use to support my business? So what field are you coming from? You also know that you should also understand
that, right?
Right. So you don't have to downplay the effort, but we should have this sense that we are moving forward to achieve that goal of employing AI to make a difference. Because it's not changing anytime soon. Trust me, it's not going to change.
AI is not changing
Yeah,
anytime
no,
soon.
no.
So you need to adapt accordingly.
yeah,
All right.
adapt
Maybe
it.
your final words before we go.
Yeah.
Your final
So
words in 1
I'm
minute.
so I would say that AI is really changing everything when it
Mhm.
comes to business.
Right.
It's changing everything. Workers, employees should understand that.
Mm.
They should know that the business environment has changed or is changing based on AI.
Okay.
So they should move along.
All right.
They should move along.
We should move along.
Yeah, and
Mm.
trust me, they'll be good to go.
Mm.
Yeah.
Right. Joseph, thank you very much for coming. It's been a great conversation. Thank you for thanks for all the insights you've shared with us. We're grateful. So we will keep engaging you along those lines in the coming days. All right.
Sure,
Thank you.
sure.
All right. So that was Joseph